Hi, welcome to another video which will be talking about operators in Java today. In the previous video, I talked about input and output stream, and this is the last part of the basic concepts in Java. So make sure you check out our previous video in the basic concepts in Java if you haven't done that. So in this video, we'll be talking about operators. So let's get started. Now, mostly in elementary schools, we learn about the addition, the subtraction, multiplication, and the division symbols in Java. So these are the basic operators that we'll be using in Java, and it is powerful tools that we use to perform arithmetic calculations in Java. Now, let's talk about the first one. Let's say you want to do an addition of two numbers. Now, the numbers you have to note whether they are an integer or decimal values or whatever. So let's say you want to add two integers. So we first declare int sum equals. Now I just name it sum not because I'll add it. You can give it any other name of your choice, but I prefer to use sum since it is very meaningful. So let's say int sum equals 5 plus 3. So the 5 here is an operand, the 3 here is an operand, and the plus here is the operator. Now please take note, this here in programming, basically in Java, is not equal to. We call it an assignment operator. Equal to in Java means 2 times of this. Now we are assigning a value to this. That is why we do this. But in programming itself, this is an equal to. We'll be looking at that in subsequent videos. So now let's print out our sum and see. So system.out.print sum. Let's run our video. Sorry, let's run our program. So it adds 3 to 5 and it gives us an output of 8. This is simply for summation. Now in other ways, let's clean this. Let's say int num1 equals 5 and num2 equals 6. Now the result, which is int sum, will now be num1 plus num2. This is the same as the first thing we just did, although I changed the values here. So num1 in this case is 5 because it is having a value here which is 5, and num2 is having a value which is 6. So the sum will be num1 5 plus num2 6, and it will give us an output. So let's see the output. So we have 11 printed on the console for us. Now we can do so by having int difference. So let's say difference equals num1, or let's say num2 minus num1. Now if you do num1 minus num2, it's not bad. Maybe you might want a negative answer, but in this case it's not a negative that we want. So let's print this one rather below. So this will be the difference. So let's run our program and see. So I guess 6 minus 5 is 1. Now let's move to the next one, multiplication. Now in the multiplication, we have our int, and let's name it product is equal to, so num1, then bring the asterisk sign, multiply by num2. Now when we come below here, let's have the output of the product now. So running this, 5 multiplied by 6, I presume is 30. So we have our 30 on the screen. Now let's look at the fourth one. And the fourth one, please take a very critical look at this because it might be very confusing. So let's write int, let's say quotient, which is responsible for dividing it, is equal to num1 divided by num2. Already you can see this in a thin highlight, which is showing that there will be a problem when you run our program. So it says that num1 divided by num2 is always 0. Meanwhile, 5 divided by 6 is not 0. It's a decimal value. No. Okay, I didn't print it out. Let's print it out first. So let's say quotient. And let's run our project now. So we have 0 truly printed on the console for us, which is very bad. It's not what we want. So to do that is because this and this will give you a double or a floating point number, and floating point number can't be stored inside an integer. It should be stored inside a double. So let's change here to double. Now let's run our project and see. Still, it gives us now 0.0 this time around. The reason is still because num1 here is int. It's already having an initial data type int, and the num2 is having int. So we have to change that by a force, which is now assigning double to it directly. So right in front of num1 we have double, and num2 we have double. So now I think we are safe to run our project to get the value we want. So it gives us our decimal value, which is 0.833333, and it rounds it up to 4. So this is double. Now let's look at the last important operator here, which is a modulo. So let's say int remainder. So in modulo, it is like a percentage sign. So num1 modulo num2. Now let's come down here, system.out.print remainder, and let's run our project and see. So we have 5 here. Now why does it give us 5? We have 5 and we have 6. Modulo talks about remainder. Now how many times can 6 go into 5? I don't think it will work that way. So that means we have to add more 5 to this before 6 can go into it. So these are the basic operators that we have in Java. So if you want a copy of all this code, I'll paste it in the comment section down below. Now let's try something new before I end the video in here. So let's take a scanner. So let's declare the scanner up here. Scanner. Let's name it scanner, but this time around with small letters, because new scanner. Okay. System.in. So now let's take a user input. So enter a number. So you are trying to build a simple calculator. So let's say the numbers will be int a and int b. So enter a number. So a will now be the first number that will enter. So scanner dot next int. Then let's have enter another number here, and this number now will be inside b. So scanner dot next int. So we can see the sum of a and b. So let's print out sum. So int sum will be equal to a plus b. Now you have an error here. The error is because we already use sum here, so we don't have to use sum again. So let's use add. So let's ignore these codes down here. So it's add a and b. So system.out.print add. So now let's run our program. So let me take off all these parts. Now it says that enter a number. Let's enter 5. Enter a number. Let's enter 3. Now when you hit the enter key, it gives us 8, which is because when you add 5 to 3, it gives 8. So this is a simple calculator on summation. You can do so for other values too as well. So I hope you understand this lesson. If you have any confusion, any doubt, any problem, you can leave it in the comment section below. Now I'll give a simple teaser here before I'll give a main problem of the day. So this teaser is this. So write a Java code that converts 1,000, okay, let's say 1 kilometer to 1,000 meters, if I'm right. So I'm sure 1,000 meters makes 1 kilometer. So write a program. When you enter 1, then it will give meters in 1,000. So if you are done, you can put your source code down in the comment section and I'll get to you. If you have any problem, you can contact me in the comment section or via WhatsApp and I'll respond to you as soon as possible. Hope you enjoyed this video and see you in the next video.